What's up guys, Darkdally here playing Ghost Recon Wildlands, and today I want to do a little update on a video that I posted a couple days ago. What I did the other day was I was comparing all the semi-auto sniper rifles against one another and drawing conclusions upon which was the best. Now this is an update to that video, stay tuned, okay? This is important. So what I did was I took them all out here to Kawani Bravo, where I'm at right now. Actually, Kawani Bravo is right down there. And I fired on this convoy from between 300 and 400 meters and tested the damage on the rifles. Now, I got a bit of criticism because the rifles I was using were not the same level. And so people said, why don't you level the rifles to the same level? Well, let's be honest, leveling 4 different rifles you don't intend to use all the way to level 16, you know, which is the level the highest one was, seemed a bit daunting. But I did it for you guys. I did it. I did a bunch of convoys last night. Let's go ahead and... let's go over to my snipers, and you will see that, here we go, level 16, SR-25, Dragunov, G28, and the Mark 14 down here. The SR-25 was the highest level because it's the one I use the most because, well, I do think it's the best, and I still kind of maintain that. Now, so what I've done is, let me tell you what this video is, guys. I've redone the test for you, and I'm going to show it here in just a second. I'm going to show you the footage. Now, I've already done the footage, but I haven't drawn conclusions from it yet. I won't until I edit. I'm going to reuse the SR-25 footage from last time because it's still perfectly usable. It was level 16. What I did today was I leveled up the other 3 rifles up to its exact same level and shot the same targets from the same spot, from the same distance, thereabouts, between 300 and 400 meters, you know, depending on where I could get this convoy stopped. And so we're going to see the conclusion of that. So there you go, guys. You ask, you receive. Yeah, I did get some criticism, and you guys were right. You guys were right. I should have leveled them. So I took the time. I spent the points. I did. Here's the results. So here we have the G28. Now, I've leveled these all the way up to 16. I've done this again. So here we have a level 16 G28, just like all the other rifles. And I'm getting, honestly, I've counted all these shots. I'm getting about probably an average of 3. Some guys take 5. Some guys take 4. Most of them take 3. Now, remember, there are some headshots included in here. Now, also, I do actually have suppressors with all the weapons this time. I know last time I forgot a suppressor on one of them. This time they're all suppressed. We're all at the same range between 300 and 400 meters. The G28 is taking an average of 3 shots. It's kind of what I average. Again, you can't count the headshots, so just body shots, about 3 average. And that's okay. It's got a great fire rate. It's a good solid rifle. I'm using it with the G28 scope. It does have a lot more bullet drop, and that's noticeable. If you've seen my bullet drop thing that I did before, okay, so here we have the Mark 14. Now, one thing that was most notable about the Mark 14, it seems to have about the same average shots to kill at this range as the G28. However, it is so effing quiet. Now, I don't know if the noise detection to the enemy is any different. I may have to test that. But I know that when I was editing this, it was at a headache because the sound waves are so small. Actually, I will tell you for a fact, the hits are louder than the shot of the gun. Suppressed. These are all suppressed again, of course. So this thing is super duper quiet. I don't know if that matters to the enemy, but anyway, the Mark 14 has about the same average shot per guy as the G28. Again, these are alerted enemies, so yeah, about 3 shots per guy. But damn, this thing was so quiet. Literally, I'm watching the sound waves on the editing, and the hits are louder than the shots. It was really a bitch to edit this one. But that's good, right? Is that not good? So the Mark 14 actually came out pretty good. Now, of course, I've edited out all the searching for shots and all my missed shots. I'm just showing you the hits that I had because that's all that's important. You don't need to see me missing and trying to adjust for my for my aim, right? So the Mark 14 actually came out pretty good compared to the G28. I don't know. I'd probably pick the Mark 14 because it has less bullet drop and it's quieter. At least to my ear anyway. I'm going to have to, you know, test enemy detection, but here I am taking the same convoy and it's so quiet. I'm kind of trying to keep the same range here. So the next rifle up on our list is going to be the, let's see, how long did I do this Mark 14 footage? There we go. There we go. Dragunov. The Dragunov and the SR-25 are kind of in the same group like the Mark 14 and the G28 because they're the same fire rate. The Mark 14 and the G28 are both super fast fire rate. The Dragunov and the SR-25 are slower. Now, as you would expect, they also do more damage. The Dragunov averaged about 2 shots per kill, is what I averaged. Counting these shots, not counting the headshots, the most it ever took was, yeah, 3. 3 shots is, I think, the most the Dragunov ever took to kill anyone in this little scenario here. So you get a slower fire rate, but here's the thing, as I said in my previous video, and I'll have a link in the description to that, this is the only fire rate you need. You wouldn't really fire faster than this at 300 meters. You wouldn't hit shit. So if you're actually sniping, okay, now for a battle rifle roll, that's different. But for sniping, this is all the fire rate you need right here, bro. This is all the fire rate you need. And the Dragunov and the SR-25 have it. Now, okay, so let's get back to what I'm talking about here. So here I'm still showing Dragunov footage. And yeah, average of 2 to 3 shots. Here we have the SR-25. It's the same thing. Every guy is dropping in 2 shots or 3 shots max. As you can see, some of these are one hits, but again, some of them are headshots and whatnot like that. This is the same SR-25 footage I showed in my previous video of this because it was already level 16. Now they all are. Now I've compared them all. The 2 faster firing semi-auto rifles, the G28 and the Mark 14, they both fire faster. But again, that damage is, that fire rate, is unneeded at this range. But they also do less damage. But they're more of a battle rifle or DMR kind of role. Whereas with the SR-25 and the Dragunov, they fire slower, but they're obviously, you know, sniper role weapons. Even though these are all sniper rifles, the SR-25, the Dragunov, they fire slower, but they do more damage. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Both the Dragunov and the SR-25 both killed those guys in the convoy. Go back and count it yourself. My count was an average of 2 shots per guy, 3 shots max. They do more damage, but here's the thing. So then how do you compare those two? Well, they also have the same fire rate. They also have fairly comparable bullet drop. Let me actually pull up the bullet drop on my screen right now. So here's the bullet drop at 350 meters from all 4 of these rifles. Now, I say the SR-25 is the best. Yeah, it has a little more bullet drop than the Mark 14. The Mark 14 is a solid rifle. If you're going for a DMR kind of role, Mark 14 is your weapon. If you're going for a semi-auto sniper, the SR-25 is your weapon. Now, bullet drop doesn't matter, well, frankly, literally, really at all. Bullet drop is just something you adjust for. And to be quite honest, the scope that you use changes your perception of the bullet drop. So you could put a different scope and on the SR-25 or something and maybe, you know, perceive it differently. If you know what I mean. If not, I'll have a link to my bullet drop series down here in the description below. So here's the thing. The SR-25 and the Dragunov both killed enemies at the same rate and they both have the same fire rate. There's one difference though. The SR-25 legit takes fewer bullets to kill a vehicle. Now, does that matter? I mean, if you are using a semi-auto sniper rifle, then your primary concern is not taking vehicles, right? Am I right? However, there's times you have to, and the SR-25 kills them faster than the Dragunov by about 2 or 3 bullets every time. I showed that in my Dragunov review video, which is in the same series, just a few videos back. Of course, there'll be a link to this playlist as well. So I still say the SR-25 is the best sniper rifle. I'm glad I leveled all these up to level 16. Thank you guys for your comments. That is, I think this is pretty definitive. The SR-25 and the Dragunov both do superior damage to the G28 and the Mark 14. The difference being, well, between the top, so we got the top 2, right? The Dragunov and the SR-25. And they're pretty similar. The difference being the SR-25 kills vehicles faster by a noticeable margin. So there's that for you guys. I really hope you like this video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful, and there's probably something else I didn't do exactly perfect, but this test was at least fair. It was as fair as I could make it under the circumstances that I have. I'm not usually a damage tester, so I hope you like the results. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Now there's one more thing I want to say before I go. For my subscribers, I'm already planning a 10K sub special. I know I'm not quite at 9K subs just yet as I'm recording this, but I'm planning it ahead of time, and I'll tell you why. The end of this month, whether or not I'm at 10K, I'm still doing it anyway. It's going to be a special for you guys. We're going to the shooting range with an absolute arsenal of weapons. And when I say the shooting range, I mean up in the mountains here where I live. Some friends and I, we're going to take an absolute arsenal, everything we can muster. I'm going to throw a couple $100 into ammo, plus all the ammo I already have stockpiled. And we're going to do a really cool viewer special just for you guys. It's going to be really fun. I just want to let you know a little heads up of something that's coming. That's going to be around, should be the end of this month. I just kind of confirmed today with my friend that he's good to go and that his friends are good to go. And so that's going to be really fun, to look forward to that. And those of you who aren't subscribers, when I subscribe, I do videos pretty much every single day, all kinds of cool stuff. And I definitely listen to what you guys have to say All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Darkdally. I will catch you guys next time.